Hey y'all! Pokemon Crystal using only one Giraffe rig was a lot of fun. Let's follow that up with a Pokemon run that is sure to slam! This week, let's see if I can beat Pokemon Red using only one Shellder. As usual, the rules are I can only use Shellder in battle, and I can't use any items in battle. By the way, if you like this kind of content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and check out more of these videos on my channel. Shellder is a Pokemon best known for being a clam. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole deal. I don't know, do people even remember Shellder? Well, I know they sure as heck remember Cloyster. Anyways, Shellder has some weird stats. Awful special, even worse speed. And even worse HP. The attack is okay, and the defense, well, it's awesome. The level up and TM moves are basically a cornucopia of normal water and ice moves. So not a lot of options, but then again, do we need it? That's a really good trio of typings. Nothing left to do but get started. So in the words of the Quad City DJs, come on and slam! And welcome to the Clam! Off at Professor Oak's lab, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Squirtle with Shellder so that a rival will pick Bulbasaur. By the end of the game, the rival will have a Venusaur that knows Razor Leaf, which is a grass move that always critical hits. Great! That's not going to be a problem at all. Shellder is a clam who's afraid to be seen by others, known for always withdrawing and hiding in its shell. So I nickname ours Self-Conscious. Shellder starts off with just Tackle and Withdraw. Tackle is about as useful as a squeaky toy hammer, but Withdraw is arguably the best move we'll get in this entire run. Why? Well, at the risk of belaboring longtime viewers, Shellder is going to benefit massively from the way badge boosts are coded in this game. So Withdraw will help boost our other stats besides defense, but more on that later. After beating up the rival in Oak's lab, we head to Pewter City to take on the Rock-type gym leader Brock. And Brock's rocks have high defense, but so do we. Plus, with the power of Introversion, Withdraw raises our defense even higher. Still, we're relying on Tackle as our only offensive move, so it's really slow going in terms of damaging his Pokemon. Once we reach level 18, Shellder learns Supersonic. It's a highly inaccurate move that causes confusion, and if you're confused about how Supersonic works, check out my video about Ladybug. Important side note, Brock has 5 full heals for each of his Pokemon, but he doesn't use them for confusion for some reason. I don't know why, he just doesn't. I know someone in the comments will be able to tell me, but I don't know. Without confusion recoil damage, this battle is just not happening. Tackle is not enough on its own to take down Brock's quarrelsome quarry of rocks. Don't get me wrong though, I still had to grind a ton on bugs and such to get to this level, and even then, the battle takes forever, but we get it done. Heck, Shellder could have even produced a Pearl in the time it took to get this whole process over with. After traversing Mount Moon, we head to take on the rival Bubs in Cerulean City. In the cave, we got the TM for Water Gun, and I taught it to Shellder right away. Hey, we finally have a decent move, right? Really wish I could have had that before Brock, but okay. The strategy here is to confuse and knock out the Pidgeotto as quickly as possible. But I hate it, and Sand Attack sucks. Then, once we get to the Abra, we are completely free to set up with Withdraw, and then defeat the rest of Bubs' team with Tackle. Why am I using Tackle? Well, remember that badge boost thingy I mentioned earlier? Brock's badge gives a 12.5% boost to attack, and every time our stats are modified in battle, like when using Withdraw, that boost gets reapplied. So, with 6 badge boosts to attack, our attack stat is essentially doubled. Neat, huh? With Bubs beaten, I'm off to take on Misty for the Cascade badge. Misty's got good AI, so she'll never use her water attacks against Shellder since we resist. Honestly, she probably should though. One, because we're boosting our defense with Withdraw, and also our special is way worser. But her Swift Starfish have a higher chance to critical hit than most Pokemon, so could be bad for us if she actually played smart. Kinda seems like a missed opportunity, Misty, especially when you see that we still almost lost, what with all of the critical hits that she got with Tackle. Definitely would have lost if she had just squirted us. Aboard the SSN, it's time to take on the rival Bubs once again. Along the way, Shellder learned Clamp at level 23. Clamp is a move that works just like Wrap, Bind, and Fire Spin that stuns the opponent and prevents them from moving, although Clamp is somewhat special. Those other 3 moves have varying levels of accuracy, but they are all only 15 base power, which is pretty weak. Clamp, though, is 35 base power, over twice as strong. and since it hits 2 to 5 turns, that means it's a minimum 70 base power move with the possibility to be a 175 base power move. That's honestly wild, and it's definitely the only reason we were able to win this battle. What's the downside, you say? Well, it's only 75% accurate, and it misses all the time. So yeah, you know. Astute viewers at home had probably guessed already that we'd be skipping Lieutenant Surge for now, and you were right. As for the rest of you, what are you thinking, eh? I guess that was supposed to be like a Boston accent? You know, like New England? Like clam chowder? Okay, listen, I know it's a bad joke, but it's a better joke than Giovanni as a trainer. We turn him into chowder and move right along. Okay, so next up is the rival battle with Bubs in Lavender Town, and this is where we really start to see the problem with Shellder's low HP and special. In Celadon City, I got the TM for Ice Beam and taught it to Shellder, which we actually learn at level 50, but I need it now. I had to reset this battle a number of times. Gyarados especially is such a powerhouse with Dragon Rage, and Kadabra now has Confusion, and Ivysaur's Vine Whip is pretty much a death sentence. If not for the fact that Clamp stuns the opponent, and also that Kadabra and Ivysaur pick useless moves like Teleport and Leech Seed, we'd have to level up a lot in order to get past this one. And while Clamp is great, it does require a lot of resets. At this point, I figure we should be able to take on Lieutenant Surge, but first, I grab the HM for Surf from the Safari Zone in Fuchsia City. It's the strongest water move that we can get, and we need all the firepower we can stuff into this little shucker. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but it's still possible to lose this battle if Raichu lands a critical hit Thunderbolt, and it's only by the grace of RNGesus that it goes for Thundershock instead. Well, we beat Surge, and since we're on a roll, I figured we could just try Erica and see what happens. I still think we're going to lose to Victory Bell's Razor Leaf, which we literally cannot survive under any circumstances. And I tried this battle over and over again, fishing for a Sleep Powder miss and an Ice Beam freeze, so you know, not great odds. Still, I just don't know how else we'd win this without leveling up like 20 levels, and I really don't want to do that. Technically, I could just wait to fight her as the 7th gym badge, but you know the saying, why put off tomorrow what you clam do today? Well, even after that half-baked win against Erica, we're still kinda stuck. The rival Bubs in the Sylph Company building is just way too strong, so instead I take what we learned from beating Erica and apply it to Koga. I fish for a freeze against his lead Coughing, and that way I am free to set up all 6 withdrawal. So now, not only is our defense stats sky high, but we've also significantly badge boosted our speed and attack. At this point, my strategy is just knock out his other Pokemon as quickly as possible before they can raise their evasion, lower our accuracy, poison us, or all those things. Then, and this is the coup de grace, we tank the Wheezing self-destruct. That's not luck, y'all. That's strategy. The rival Bubs is still way too hard, but now that we have Koga's badge, we can ride our clam across the ocean to take on Blaine at the Cinnabar Island Gym. This one was pretty easy. He's the Fire-type gym leader, and we're a clam. Not much to stop me from spamming water moves, so it surfs up, my dudes. Oh, well I guess there technically is one thing that can cook our clam. Critical hits! Yay! Okay, the very next battle, and we're back here again. Just gotta knock out this here Arcanine. Okay, well that's unfortunate, but there's no way it's gonna happen a third time, right? I mean, twice is bad enough, but there's no way it's gonna keep happening. But why shouldn't it be happening? Of course it's happening! Okay, no more Mr. Nice Clam. I'm going full throttle. I knock out the Growlithe, so we level up, and then I'm setting up hella badge boost. And Blaine, you brought this upon yourself. I was trying to be conservative before, like cold porridge, but Papa Bear's coming in hot now. How do you like it when I outspeed and smash your stupid Pokemon with stupid Surf? Not so fun now, is it, Baldilocks? Well, now that we've got his badge, which coincidentally is splattered with Arcanine blood, we can finally badge boost all of our stats, most notably special. And don't mind the freeze on Pidgeot, since it really doesn't matter in the end because we level up when it goes down. I made sure to manage our experience so that we'd level up right after the Pidgeot so that we can get through the rest of the battle without leveling up, since leveling up removes our additional badge boosts. Between our withdrawal and Gyarados and Growlithe both lobbing leers at us, we can get plenty of badge boosts, which is convenient because we need enough badge boosts to outspeed and one-hit KO both Alakazam and especially Venusaur. Venusaur's Razor Leaf always critical hits, and critical hits will ignore all of our stat buffs and one-hit KO our clam. Even with all the badge boosts, we still barely won. And before Shelvis has left the building, we have to defeat Giovanni, which is a simple matter. He was no match last time, and now we have the power to badge boost special. Giovanni thinking he can beat us now would be like Yamcha trying to take down Frieza. We're in completely different galaxies of skill levels at this point. I'll take this time right now just to remark that this has been one of the weirdest routes I've done for a Kanto challenge. We're literally all over the map on this one. At this point, there's nothing left to do besides take on Sabrina at the Saffron City Gym. And check this out. This was a very strange encounter, because I beat her on the first try, where in a righteous world I would have most certainly lost. Her Kadabra disables our withdrawal, crippling our badge boost strategy, but disable wears off immediately. Then we have a long and drawn out badge boosting bonanza against the Mr. Mime, which has all the time in the world to attack us, but just doesn't. Then the Venomoth, of all things, survives a surf and paralyzes us with Stun Spore. At this point, any crit from Alakazam would take us out, but instead it uses Recover at full health, and then not one, but 2 Psywaves, which do random amounts of damage. Quick, somebody get me a scratch-off lottery ticket. The final gym battle with Giovanni in the Viridian City Gym is about as pitiful as you'd expect. He sends out his Rhyhorn, and I sit there and set up withdrawals in its stupid lumpy face, cause honestly, what's it even gonna do? Lump me to death? It even helps us out by using a couple of Tail Whips, which give us even more badge boosts. Our speed and special are so high that Surf erodes his ground types off the face of the planet. Even when we level up and lose our extra badge boost, Giovanni still can't hang with our stuff. Rhydon? More like ride on these nuts! With 8 gym badges in hand, the only thing standing between us and the Elite Four is another rival battle with Bubs. It's just like the last one, except this time he's even stronger. Hooray! Just like before though, we knock out the Pidgeot, level up, and now that we've got a fresh new level, we can set up on the Rhyhorn. At that point, we're all boosty woosty, and oh yeah, I totally forgot to mention that we've been using Tri-Attack as our normal move since Celadon City. It's basically Body Slam but without any extra effects, and before any of you keyboard warriors try to come at me, Tri-Attack doesn't have the chances to burn, freeze, or paralyze until Generation 2. Also, we don't have enough special to 1-hit KO the Venusaur with Ice Beam, but we knock it just into Bubs' healing range, and yeah pal, a regular potion ain't gonna save you from the Clampocalypse. Alright, here are the stats going into the Elite Four. What a weird stat distribution this thing has. At least the moveset's kinda busted. Up first is Lorelei, and if you've watched enough of these videos, then you might be thinking that we just want to use Mimic to copy Amnesia from the Slowbro to boost our special. And I actually tried that by replacing Tri-Attack with Mimic, and while it made this battle easier, it made other parts of this Elite Four much harder. So instead, the ideal strategy is a bit more long-winded, but it's also very consistent. And yes, it involves badge boost. It always involves badge boost in this game, people. Because of the way Lorelei's AI works, she won't want to use Aurora Beam against us, despite our low special, because water types resist ice. Instead, she focuses on Growl and Takedown, using Rest in between to heal off the recoil damage that she takes. Badge boosting with Withdrawal, without taking a Growl to lower our attack is basically impossible, so we won't be using Tri-Attack for neutral damage. No, instead the strategy is to get all 6 of our withdrawals right away, and then continue to waste time using more withdrawals. This doesn't raise our defense any higher, nor does it give us more badge boosts. What it does is give Lorelei more chances to use Growl, which lowers our attack while giving us more badge boosts to special. And with enough of these additional badge boosts, we're able to get our special high enough to do decent damage with Surf even though it's resisted. And because her AI restricts her to using only her normal moves, our maxed out defense means she really can't damage us in any meaningful way. Just like filter feeding, this strategy takes a while, but it turned our waters of victory from murky to crystal clear. After Lorelei is Bruno. Take a wild guess how this one's gonna go. Bruno shucks, and he shucks hard. I have to restore our PP with Elixir, since we used an awful lot of moves during that last battle. For Bruno's battle though, you're going to need a notebook to write down this strategy. Okay, here it is. First, use 6 withdrawals. Second, use 6 surfs. That's it. I mean, really, it shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone who watches this channel that Bruno's bad. Sad to say that despite all the time that Bruno spends working out, Shellder has still got way more muscle. And despite the fact that we just embarrassed Bruno, it's still too pearly to rest on our laurels. Because it's time to take on Agatha, and here's where things take a turn for the worse. Her Pokemon have high special, and we have low special. So, we need plenty of badge boost in order to deal enough damage. Agatha is notoriously hard to badge boost against though, because she not only spams Confuse Ray, Hypnosis, and Nightshade, but her Golbat can remove all of our boosts with a single haze. No matter how many times I tried this battle, I just couldn't even come close, so I figure, what the shuck, let's just use all of our rare candies but 2. This gives us as much power as we can get, while still leaving 1 rare candy to reset our experience before each of the last 2 battles. At level 58 and with 6 additional badge boosts from Withdrawal, we have just enough special to at least 2-hit KO all of our Pokemon. Still, this took a lot of tries. Most of the time, Golbat switches in and uses Haze, at which point, we've taken so much damage that there's no hope of winning. Even when the Golbat stays a ways from using Haze, the Gengar can still take us out on its own. Between Nightshade and Dream Eater, it doesn't take much to bake our clam. The battle where we finally did win was very fortunate, and you can even see that the only damage that we took was from hitting ourselves in confusion. So, like most mistakes I've made in life, self-inflicted. Next up is the final Elite Four member, Lance. I make sure to heal up, restore all of our PP, and then use a rare candy to level up and reset our experience. Lance's team will be very easy once we're all set up, because we have Ice Beam and his dragons are allergic to icicles. Still, there is a Gyarados standing in our way. A Gyarados which took us down more times than I care to remember. In a lot of these battles, it goes for a Hyper Beam turn 1, and then 2 Dragon Rages finish us off. The best case scenario here is that Gyarados uses Hyper Beam, which gives us a free recharge turn to tack on an extra withdrawal, or it uses Leer, which gives us another badge boost. The defense drop from Leer doesn't matter either, since withdrawal raises our defense by that same amount. You know what doesn't help though? When your clam gets smacked around by a man wearing a cape because you keep getting critical hits that ignore your badge boosts. I guess 13 is our lucky number though, because once the Gyarados goes down, the rest of Lance's team crumbles faster than a Cheddar Bay biscuit at the Red Lobster. Finally, it's time to take on the champion, our rival Bubs. We use our Max Elixir to restore all of our PP, heal up, and then pop our last rare candy to reset our experience so we don't level up during the battle. So, I don't see any reason why we can't just set up all of our withdrawals against the lead Pidgeot. It randomly picks between its moves, which, of them, Whirlwind does nothing, Mirror Move will copy Withdrawal, which doesn't matter, and with all of our defense boost, Wing Attack does barely any damage. Even a critical hit Sky Attack won't knock out our bolstered Oyster. After listening to Bubs' I'm the greatest trainer monologue, we head right into the battle, and we get all of our withdrawals set up while taking very little damage. And now it's off to the races, y'all! This battle is the reason why I didn't bother with Mimic. Without Tri-Attack, we can't one-KO the Alakazam. Rhydon goes down in a single Surf, Gyarados takes 2 Tri-Attacks, but it just goes for a Leer to give us even more power! Arcanine must be made of toilet paper because it dissolved in water, and last up is the Venusaur. Somehow, it survives our Ice Beam with just a sliver, but it goes for Solar Beam. The charge turn lets us finish things off, where our Razor Leaf would have wiped us out. Pfft, greatest trainer my butt. And with that, the challenge is over. Shellder really surprised me and was a lot more fun than I expected. It definitely had some shortcomings, and its special certainly isn't anything, but still, I'm happy to celebrate another successful challenge. Well, as always, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video. These videos are a lot of fun, but also a lot of work, so I really do appreciate it. There's a playlist on my channel where you can find the rest of my Pokemon challenge videos if you want to check those out as well. And if you like this kind of content and are clamoring for more, subscribe and enable notifications so you'll know right away the next time one of these episodes is uploaded. And let me know in the comments what other Pokemon you want to see, and I'll probably do it. Next week we're heading back to Johto to find out if I can beat Pokemon Crystal using only one Slugma. Well, should be a lot easier than Ligma. Anyways, until next time, keep clam and carry on.